guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Maribel. So this is a video just updating where I'm at. So last video I did was in my bag, a hospital bag I think it was, and after that about 2 weeks later or so I was already planning to do another video, but I had a pain in my hand and I went to the hospital. Due to that pain, they told me that I had preeclampsia, so I had to stay over the night. Then I had to stay 2 more days. Then I had to stay 3 more days. And until they told me you have to stay until you give birth. And I was 36 weeks and a half. Once I was 37, I was still at the hospital, so they said might as well just you give birth. And I was, pretty scary and everything, but baby is healthy, everything went well. I actually have a video of that. I'll be posting it very soon of the baby, and the 10 days I stayed at the hospital. All that is coming up very soon. I'm going to talk about a little bit of my, more into my testimony. It's about the deliverance that I went through. So I have a lot of notes here and there because I usually forget everything. So just everything just to remember. So let's start at the beginning. I'm crying. When I used to live in the Bronx, before I met my husband, before I even made a family, my deliverance took place in this church. And as an 18-year-old, I was really focused on God. And I was trying my best to focus on God, to just be devoted to Him. I have some notes here because I usually forget it. But it's a very long testimony. So it was Holy Week, and I remember that a friend invited me to a restaurant, and we decided, okay, let's go eat before we go to church that day. We go out to this restaurant, this Dominican restaurant that I used to love, and we ordered food, we ordered some drinks. Well, he ordered for me, and he ordered some pina colada drink. I really didn't think, but I just drank, and I was like, this tastes kind of funny, I told him. And he said, you're fine, just drink. I was like, okay. Because I am not used to drinking, so I was like, okay, it's fine. Honestly, I didn't really drink like half of it. It was pretty big, and I didn't realize I got tipsy until we actually got to church. It was within walking distance to the restaurant to church. And once we got there, I told them, wait a minute. I don't think we should go in because I don't feel right. And I don't know what's going on with me. And maybe that drink had something, and it did. But you know what? Surprisingly, he said, everything's gonna be okay. You're gonna be all right. Let's just go in. And, I felt like that was God speaking through him. Like, everything's gonna be okay. Just going to church, even though I felt tipsy. So once I opened the door, came in, all of a sudden, I don't feel any type of way. I don't feel like bad anymore, and I feel perfectly fine. And I was like, whoa, okay, I feel good. I was like, I remember exactly how I was way before I went in. Like when I was outside of church. Who knows what kind of plans that person had. But like I said, not even the devil can stop God's plan. So I came to church, I sat down, I was like, I'm here. Surprisingly, I don't feel tipsy or nothing like that. I was like, okay, I'm good. And so I remember once the service started, even though it already had started, I came late. The pastor said, before you take the cup of juice and the bread which represents Jesus' body and blood, he said, before you take that, make sure you're right with God. I remember praying right away and saying, God, sorry, I don't know how I didn't notice it was alcohol. I thought that the drink tasted weird, and I'm sorry, I won't do that again. And sorry for my other sins, yada yada yada. Amen. I thought it was good. Then the pastor said, raise your cup high up to the sky. So while we're raising it up, he said, while you raise it up, the Lord is cleaning you with his blood. And I got up to my head up here, and all of a sudden, I blacked out. I dropped everything. Well, as of today, I don't remember what happened, but I know that I just saw myself at the floor. The demon within me started screaming. And I wasn't afraid or anything, because usually every time I went to church, it was a constant battle. It was like every time they will lay their hands on me or I will pray, that will manifest. Pretty tired of the situation, in my mind. At that particular moment when I fell on the floor, I said, oh no, here we go again. This battle, never ending. I was like, Lord, just break the chains this time. Just completely. I was emotionally, physically tired, being possessed, or whatever they call it these days. It was hard, and I said, Lord, please. I prayed again, please, Lord. I'm tired of this. Break the chains, help me, break me free. I can't do this anymore. I can't be going to church and people laying their hands on me and this thing screaming out of me. And it took some time, but it's also my fault because sometimes I didn't want to go to church. I didn't want to read my Bible. I didn't want to pray. I take all the blame. And this time, I knew it was going to be different. I just felt it in my heart. I said, maybe this is the day. Maybe this is the day I'm actually break free and things will change and I could finally, be free in the Lord. So I remember 4 to 5 people holding me. I didn't have no control over my body. My body was trying to escape the church. I remember trying to run away, trying to run out of church, screaming and kicking, and I just kept hearing that demon scream, oh, leave her alone. No, don't touch her. And no, stop. The only communication I had with God was within my mind, and I just kept saying, what is going on? What's happening? Why can't I talk? Why can I talk? I cannot talk. Why is that thing talking over me? And that was pretty, scary. It was actually the first time I heard the demon talking. I was just praying to God that it will happen fast. I was praying that it won't happen again. And honestly, I don't remember how they managed to control my body, but I found myself sitting at a chair. So sitting at this chair, the pastor, I remember he went up the altar again and he said, the power of God is here. You don't have to be scared. God is in control. And then he said, and I want you all to pray and fast for Maribel tomorrow. And once he said that, immediately the demon screamed, no. The scariest no ever. And I was just like, oh my God, what? What is going on? Stop. And I was just praying with my mind because that's the only way, like I said, I had a communication with God. And I was just praying and saying, Lord, please. I was so innocent, but I said, Lord, please. Don't let anyone listen to this demon. please make everybody in church pray and fast for me, because this is the only way I am going to be free. This is the only way. I don't remember anything else. But I got home. I remember that. Well, I do remember going up the stairs to the house, and like I was trying to walk, but I couldn't. I was trying to get control of my body, but honestly, I felt like I didn't have control anymore. And I do remember myself. I remember my being at the couch, and my mom was holding on to me, and she told my brother to read a passage from the Bible, and I felt like the demon took over my body again. Like he was there, but he wasn't, and I looked at my brother with evil eyes, and for some reason he couldn't read the Bible. He was like stuttering, and he was trying to really read that passage that my mom told him to read, and he couldn't. I don't know how, but maybe the bad presence there. And then I remember he said something like, that he was scared or something. So he just stopped reading it, and I was like, okay, whatever. I don't remember falling asleep. I don't remember waking up the next morning. I don't remember anything. I just do remember that family members were there. This was my sister, my nephew, and maybe there were only two family members. It's all a blur. But I do remember going to the bathroom, actually feeling myself again and saying, am I really free? Like, am I really free now? Like, do I have control over myself now? So I really didn't want to look at myself in the mirror, and I just got out. I opened the door and just ran out of the bathroom. And all I remember is that I fell on the floor, and I felt God's presence. And I remember my nephew, my sister, my mom, they prayed over me, and I felt God's presence. After that, I really don't remember what else happened. But I did know that day, God broke all the chains. And the moral of the story is my point. I wanted to say this part of my testimony because I know it can be hard. Waiting for the miracle, waiting for healing, waiting for God to do something. And like I said, everything is a process, and I know I heard some miracles that could happen the same day, but some miracles could take 2 or 3 years to happen. And I just encourage you not to lose faith and keep searching for God, for his presence. Keep praying and fasting, and that's what is, that's what's important. The first video that I ever made on YouTube was Wait on God, and that was about how I gave my life to Jesus and everything. Probably gonna have to redo that video again because you don't really clearly hear my voice. But yeah, it's about that. So waiting on God, and it's worth it to continue fighting the good battle. So I want to thank you for listening. Please subscribe, and I'll be posting more videos soon. So give this video a thumbs up, like and subscribe.